How you guys doing? And to all, happy Valentine's Day. um, Today is the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of the Parkland shooting, and we're how you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster over here, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media. And today is the 1 year anniversary of the Parkland school shooting, and uh, and to all, happy Valentine's Day. And it's the tragedy where 17 innocent people died. 17 people died today, and it led to the March for Lives movement, which some would say pretty much failed. But it kind of made you think. There was many talks on it, on what to do if it if it ever happened again. Okay. Now, I mentioned an incident before on the day, well, a few days after the shooting last year, that my son, he went to a school here in Fresno, and he was in the school. It was in the Fresno B, and which led his mom to transfer him to another school, which was a good idea. So now, during and after the tragedy, there were many questions, many questions, which led to two more videos getting taken down within 3 months apart. And one student went on the Alex Jones show and said what he was there. And it's kind of fishy that he mentioned um, that he heard someone talk about it might be a shooter at the school. And a teacher or somebody, could be a teacher or could be a principal, VP, or whatnot, trying to, either tell him don't say that or try to grab the phone. But there was a lot of comments that were kind of made you go like, what? What was heard? What was said? Um, in my first video, I mentioned that of what was said and was heard. Now, right after the shooter, which was Nick Cruz, 19-year-old kid, um, was arrested miles away from the school. His brother was 11 years old. Now, the the report was that his younger brother was arrested and had a gun on him. Now that there was a question was that I asked. That was a question, and was now the younger brother was arrested, 18 years old, and the report was, did the younger brother, um, did he have the gun on him, or did the FBI plant it on him? Now that question, that question was, which was part of the reason why my first video was taken down and never brought back up. I appealed it, and there in fashion on YouTube, and are based on our opinions, your video still violates community guidelines. Okay. Well, the thing, I mean, there is so many questions, theories, conspiracy theories, and I mean, it just boggles the mind. I mean, it really boggles the mind, because even if you question shit like what really happened, was there only one shooter, or multiple, like some people were saying? But it's a very tragic moment, and I mean, there's always those copycats. There's always those ones that, but the shooters that did the shooting have severe mental disorders. Some are put on psychotropic drugs. You know, like James Holmes was one. The shooter in Tucson. And the Aurora shooter. If you look at him, it looks like he's not there. You know, a lot of shooters look like they're not mentally there. They have some kind of mental breakdown. So bad they are put on psychotropic drugs. Okay, I mean, it's just that I mean, it is a very sad tragedy that months prior you had the shooting in Vegas. I mean, 5 months apart. I mean, October, November, December, January, February. 5 months apart. I mean, something is not right. Something is not right. I mean, you gotta you gotta want to know what makes these people do it. What makes them do it? It's just that, you know, I mean, damn. The sheriff of Broward County didn't do shit. He thought that he was doing a good job, and his guys were doing. His dumbass deputies didn't do anything. They stood there with the guns pointed out like this. It took a police department from another to go in themselves, and an officer testified that the deputies didn't do crap. I mean, Scott Israel didn't do crap. He's the poorest. I mean, he's not a good sheriff. I'm glad they got a new sheriff. Scott Israel didn't do a damn thing. He claimed, yeah, I'm doing my good job. I did a good job. No, he didn't, man. You know, if you did a good job, your man would have saved those kids and would have took out the shooter right away. You did. They stood out there like a bunch of dumbasses. Well, it took a department to go in and themselves. I mean, if you're supposed to run a sheriff department in Broward County, you're supposed to do a damn good fucking job. But no fucking shit. I mean, and now this guy is fighting his suspension. My, without the bad sheriff, you ain't in control no more. Good luck on your future endeavors. I mean, if they went in, they would have at least stopped what was going to happen next. But it didn't happen. It took the police department officers to go in and do it themselves. I mean, there has to be clear people. There has to be at least somebody with the smarts able to say, go in there, do your damn job. I mean, come on. This is absolutely, dude. I'm from Fresno, California, and I even think this is bullshit. I mean, I even think this is bullshit of what the sheriff didn't do. Didn't do his job. I mean, this kid would have survived, would have lived if somebody did something to stop this kid. You know, I mean, he left and was found miles away from the school. "17 innocent people died." I had two videos again. I had two videos removed because I was questioning the narrative of what was said. Yeah. What was said, and there was theories. I mean, there was someone said that the brother was arrested and had a gun on him. The FBI arrested the younger brother, and the blackout of YouTube. Oh yeah, man, it's in Europe, dude. It's in Europe, somewhere in Europe and shit. The FBI was 18 at the time, and they said when he was arrested, he had a gun on him. So, my question, which was part of the reason why the first video was taken down, was when they arrested him, did he have the gun already on him, or did the FBI plant the gun on him? That's part of many questions that was asked. I was asking a question. I was questioning that part there, and it was a fixed algorithm that was defunding it. Okay. But there were a lot of questions, a lot of theories on, was there one shooter or were there multiple? One of the students says that there was two, maybe two or maybe more, but she ran into the shooter but wasn't shot. But was not shot. She lived. She survived. And well, from what two students said, that there was it might have been two. There might have been two. But the FBI arrested the younger brother, who was 18 at the time, with a weapon on him. But that was just in the news. But did he have it on him, or did the FBI plant the gun on the kid? That was my question. Also, my question also was Nick Cruz on any psychotropic drugs? Because the past shootings, the person who was a loner, most shooters, mass shooters, are loners and have some kind of mental dysfunction or malfunction, and is on psychotropic drugs. I admitted many times on my channels that I have Tourette syndrome, and I've had that since I was 10 years old. I was diagnosed at 14, but it didn't come to fruition. It didn't start until I was about third, fourth grade and shit. But now this young man Nick Cruz would have been stopped if the sheriff deputies of Broward County would have did their job. And it is a, I mean, some of those deputies should have been fired. Should have been fired, along with Scott Israel, who's been suspended, and no longer the sheriff of Broward County. Why? So he says he's a pussy. But I mean, I do want to say hashtag remember Parkland. Remember the victims, because they did not deserve to die. And I mean, I do give the students credit for, awareness, but they let the fame go to their heads, especially David Hogg, who they all call Little Hitler. And I mean, if you stop and think and understand everything his antics, the kid was not there. He lied about even though he's in college now, he lied about being there. He wasn't there. He was there. He arrived on his bike during the shooting. How did the deputies allow him to pass into on-school campus while the shooting was happening? There was 3 interviews. The one interview he did, he basically blew himself out of the water with a lie. He lied on the first 2 videos, 2 first interviews. With the third one, he opened his mouth and insert both feet. And I mean, I did give other students credit, but not him. I will not give David Hogg credit for anything. I will not give him any credit for anything that he supposedly did or witnessed. For him, it's more of an attention, because he's the son of a FBI agent. It's the attention he wanted and now it's been taken away. He lost. I mean, yeah, guys, remember the victims. Remember the victims over the last 20 years of mass shooting. From 99 to now. 20 years. In April, it marked 20 years to the day of Columbine. 20 years in April. And it is a tragedy. It is a tragedy. Between 99 and now, there's been more. I mean, wow. I just. It is it's an absolute tragedy. You know, I mean, but I wish they would have done the march last year a little bit better. Because one of the students said that if you give us an inch, we are going to take a mile. Nah, that's a speech from someone that's arrogant because you're getting the limelight. You should not think about the fame. You should think about the victims that died and lost, friends, teach, fellow students and shit. And I think those two that went on the would have been we're not interested. See, it began to be more of a arrogant, more the ego build up because they're on television a lot, missing school, missing class a lot. Dave Hogg was the one that missed the most class of all of them. Forget the interviews, get back to class, do your shit, graduate, and go to college. Just that a year ago today, 17 people. And it is sad. It's very sad that 17 innocent people died because of. I mean, but the reason now this one is kind of I don't know, is that the reason he did the shooting, that Nick Cruz did the shooting, was that he got dumped by his girlfriend and shit. I don't know about that because the way Nick Cruz looked, like he was not all there. I mean, he was like gone, and could he have been on any psychotropic drugs? I don't know, but the way it looked, like, yeah, he was. I mean, like Adam Lanza, 7 years ago, he was dead 2 days before the thing ever happened. 2 days. But there are many questions. I mean, like, what the hell? I mean, there are YouTubers that um, did videos on the tragedy last year, and some got their videos taken down. I mean, a lot they were questioning on how many. I mean, more of a question: was there one? or two shooters, or they're just of what students were saying that might be one or two. We don't know. But the thing is that 17 innocent people died. And there was many theories that was out there involved in the shooting. They might have this kid pull off the shooting for, I mean, for whatever reason. I mean, it's a theory, but it's a crazy theory, insane theory. Now, if it was a question, maybe, but a theory, damn, But if it was both a question and a theory, that could the FBI be involved in this shooting too? I mean, if they did, why did 17 people have to die? Why did 17 people have to die? This is a, see, last year YouTube does not want you to question anything. Okay? YouTube does not want you to question anything on what happened. Whether it's the shooting in Vegas, the shooting in Parkland, the shooting at Sandy Hook, the shooting in, I mean, any kind of theory here, people. I mean, it is, they don't want you to question anything. If you do, you might lose a channel or a video or your whole channel. Or even your backup channel too. And you lose your Patreon or your PayPal if you're using PayPal. But I do want to say, remember Parkland. Remember the victims that died. Innocent that did not have to die. I mean, it's these the shooters in history that did the shootings within the last 20 years were all loners. Yep. I mean, 20 years we're all on psychotropic drugs. 20 years ago in April of March 20 years, when Columbine shooting happened, they blamed the shooting on Marilyn Manson. They blamed the shooting on Marilyn Manson. And that's like over 35 years ago, accused of their music killing 2 teens. What did was, if you're willing to listen to any kind of music like Judas Priest or Ozzy Osbourne, and you listen to the words, and you try to off yourself the artist's fault because they didn't pull the trigger. They didn't make the person shoot themselves. This was back in the early to mid 80s, where teens at between 16 and 18 were offering themselves over the lyrics of their favorite bands. and it is a tragedy. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne got accused of it. So did Judas Priest. This was between 80 and 85. That's like Nina back in the 80s. She did a song called 99 Left Balloon. 99 Left Balloon. And it was done in German. And the FBI heard the song and kind of like, 1 minute. But it was a song talking about the Cold War. Talking about, war in general. That things that, but she did a English version. And to translate it, they did a English version. And it was a lyric that was kind of basically telling the truth on the Cold War and shit. It was during the Cold War. In '84. I was about 84. I was about 8. I was 8 years old when the song came out. And man, just that Cold War was kind of a spot, almost like it was like the spy versus spy type shit. It was a Cold War, but no one died in the Cold War. No bombs were dropped. Nothing was fired. It was kind of like a spy versus spy chess game. And but it was damn. Man, I don't know. I mean, it's this world is kind of insane, but also a beautiful place to live at the same exact time. But again, remember Parkland, okay? I just want to say to you guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, please share this video, and don't forget to hit the bell for notification for future videos to come. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. I am Grandmaster Evan. I'm the founder of the Anonymous Liberty Media. Check me out on YouTube, Twitter, Minds, Hollowness, Tumblr, Twitter, and BitChute. Also, check out the podcast of the Anonymous Liberty Media podcast on sorry, Castbox, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Radio Republic, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and Bullhorn. Remember, knowledge is free. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Peace out. Reverend out.